Good morning. Hello, friends. If you tuned into my last video and you're like, oh my God, is she gonna ask me for money again? Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you for money today, but there is a link to my new Patreon page if you want to support my work as a writer. No, so today I want to talk about dreams and what it means to plant dreams, and that's something that's been really actively on my mind recently because I have been planting a lot of seeds and planting a lot of dreams. To tell you a little story, about a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to really focus my time and energy on leading retreats and transformational experiences. I had been working with Numundo. I'm still working with Numundo. It's a really wonderful organization. And so I was exposed to this whole concept of transformational travel, and I wanted to do it myself, to guide those kinds of experiences. And so in a ceremony with some of my best sisters in Costa Rica at the time, I shared that intention, that was what I wanted to devote my time to, and I wanted to really see that dream grow into reality. And so I planted that intention, I planted that dream, and a year and a half later, here I am, and I've guided about a dozen retreats and experiences, and I have 6 on the calendar for 2020, and that's another conversation, and I'd love to tell you more about that another time. Hello, friends who are joining. I can't really manage this quickly enough to wave at you, but I see you, and I'm glad you're here. And I'm not talking about the retreats to be like, ooh, look at all of these things that I've done. It's an example of the real outcomes that we can achieve when we plant our dreams. And they say that the new moon is a really good time for planting seeds, planting intentions. And I don't have any evidence to the contrary, so I'm inclined to believe that that's true. I like to use this time of the month. We just had a new moon, and I like to use this time of the month to really focus on intentions for the month or year to come. And so this new moon, I planted a new intention, and that was, which I mentioned in my live video a couple days ago, that was the book that I'm going to start writing tomorrow. November, there's a writing challenge. You're meant to write about 1,500 words a day, and over the course of a month, you basically write a novel or a book. I'm not writing a novel, I'm writing a guide to solo female travel. It's going to be called Vagabondess. And so this new moon, I planted that dream. And I guess the point I really want to make is that what's the difference between dreaming and planting a dream? Well, when we're dreaming, we're up here, right? We're like up in the clouds, we're in our mind, we're in this sort of ethereal space of ideas and possibilities. And that's really, there's a lot of cool stuff that can happen up there, and a lot of creativity and a lot of dreaming. But I've been dreaming about writing this book for 2 years, and I haven't really written a single word, and what was missing was the grounding, was the planting. So when I say I'm planting dreams, I mean that I'm taking this concept, this idea that I've carried for so long and done absolutely nothing with, and I'm putting it into the ground, and I'm making it real and tangible. And it feels solid. So all of a sudden, after 2 years of having this idea and doing nothing with it, I've started to write. And that's what it means to plant a dream. That's what it means to take an idea and ground it into this body and this reality and actually turn it into action. So again, not asking you for money today, but I did launch my Patreon page a couple days ago. There's a link to that in this video description if you're curious about this project that I'm starting, this book that I'm going to be writing starting tomorrow. Go ahead and check that out. But more importantly, it's still new moon time. If you have any dreams that you're thinking about planting, go ahead and put them into the ground, make them real, make them tangible. It's beautiful to start up here, but it's something different to actually turn that into action. Have a beautiful Thursday. Everyone who's been watching, I'm waving at you physically. I can't push all of those buttons. and I'll be back soon. I'm going to be sharing a lot about this process. Lots of love.